On a typical Tuesday morning episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, a casual coffee table chat turned into a headline-worthy moment, again. As if clockwork, Mark Consuelos leaned into his famously candid chemistry with wife and co-host Kelly Ripa and casually dropped this gem. "I can count on one hand how many times I've heard you say sorry." Cue the audience laughter, a sideways smirk from Kelly, and a shared look that only 28 years of marriage can forge. While the moment played out in less than 30 seconds, it somehow said everything. In the world of celebrity marriages that combust faster than a TikTok trend, Kelly and Mark have mastered the art of playfully roasting each other on national television, while being the very model of #relationship goals. And like any great sitcom moment, there's always more beneath the surface. Not just another morning show moment. Let's start with this: Live is not your average talk show. When Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos took the reins as co-hosts, viewers quickly realized this was no traditional desk and guest setup. This was married people television, raw and unrehearsed. It's the closest thing we've got to eavesdropping on a morning conversation between two people who've seen each other through diaper duty, teenage tantrums, Hollywood highs, and, apparently, very few apologies. And that's what makes the "sorry" moment so hilariously real. Mark wasn't trying to start a marital spat on live TV, though. Let's be honest, if anyone could turn a tiff into ratings gold, it's these two. He was just being honest. That kind of honesty, the affectionate, mildly exasperated, "you still don't know where we keep the scissors after 20 years" honesty, is the cornerstone of their charm. The apology economy of a marriage. Now, let's talk about the economics of apologies in long-term relationships. There's an unspoken truth that forms after a certain number of years: not all sorries are created equal. Some people, like Mark, keep mental tallies. Others, like Kelly, may apologize less, but perhaps love louder, laugh harder, and forgive quicker. And maybe that's the key to the dynamic. In that one comment, on one hand, Mark wasn't complaining. He wasn't keeping score, at least not in the grudge kind of way. He was marveling at a truth that only decades of intimacy can uncover. This woman, his wife, doesn't say sorry often, but somehow, they've made it work spectacularly anyway. It's the kind of relationship where words are only part of the communication. Where a well-timed eye roll, a mid-show hand squeeze, or a knowing glance from across a set says more than 1,000 scripted apologies ever could. Kelly Ripa, queen of the no-sorry era. Is it really a surprise, though? Kelly Ripa has never been one to apologize for being herself. She's quick-witted, sharp-tongued, and unapologetically confident. Whether she's clapping back at online trolls or sharing unfiltered stories about parenting, she rarely tiptoes around her opinions. And in an era where women are still expected to temper their voices with politeness and pre-apology disclaimers, Kelly's refusal to over-apologize feels radical and refreshing. "I'm not sorry for being loud," she once said in an interview. "I'm not sorry for being opinionated. And I'm definitely not sorry for being happy with who I am." Is that a personal motto or a warning label? Either way, Mark seems to wear it like a badge of honor. A marriage made for daytime TV. There's a rhythm to their on-screen banter that feels more lived in than rehearsed. When Mark teases Kelly about her lack of apologies, she doesn't flinch. She knows the subtext: he's teasing her because he adores her. She knows she doesn't say sorry much, and she also knows that she doesn't have to. In a relationship that's lasted almost 3 decades and survived co-parenting, career pivots, and now co-hosting, that word has probably lost a little of its power. Because let's face it, when you're married that long, what does sorry even mean anymore? Sometimes it's code for, "Yes, I forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer," and other times it means, "I know I mocked you on national television, but I also made your coffee exactly how you like it this morning, so we're even, right?" When apologies aren't the love language. In truth, every couple has their own love language. For some, it's words. For others, it's acts of service, or in Mark and Kelly's case, well-timed sarcasm and a shared sense of mischief. Mark once said in an interview that he fell in love with Kelly because she made him laugh harder than anyone else. And all these years later, they're still laughing. Even when the topic is how few times she's ever uttered the word sorry. It's not that she doesn't feel remorse. It's that her way of making amends might look different. A wink across the studio, an extra long hug when the cameras stop rolling, or showing up every day to share the stage, and her life, with the same man. If that's not a daily love letter, what is? A lesson in real love. While social media is filled with curated snapshots of perfect relationships, Kelly and Mark offer something far more valuable: honesty, humor, and the ability to poke fun at each other without ever poking holes in their foundation. The one hand comment was funny, sure. But it also revealed the kind of mutual understanding and trust that can't be faked, not even for ratings. So maybe Kelly Ripa doesn't say sorry a lot. Maybe she doesn't have to. Maybe in their world, love doesn't come with a tally sheet or a script. Maybe it comes in the form of shared coffee, shared dreams, and shared microphones. And in that case, maybe, just maybe, I'm sorry is overrated.